Beef Season 2 is out in full on Netflix, 8 new episodes around 45 minutes each. Some of you may be surprised, I surely was, because the first season of Beef was a self-contained finished story. And it was. The second season is a completely new storyline with new cast, new characters, pushing the show towards becoming an anthology. So now we have Oscar Isaac, Carey Mulligan, Kaylee Spaney, and Charles Melton. Fantastic cast, by the way. The story follows two couples. Isaac and Mulligan are rich and together for a long time. He's running a country club. She's trying to open a prestige bed and breakfast. The second couple, Spaney and Melton, are young, freshly engaged, sort of a little bit idealistic, poor. She works a simple job at the club. He's a struggling fitness instructor. When the young guys accidentally witness and record a violent argument between the older couple, it kickstarts a spiral of destructive events between them all that escalate way out of proportion. So the first season of Beef was really well received, and I gotta say I wasn't so hot on it at the time. I thought it was an okay show, but nothing too special. Good performances, fine premise. In the end, it didn't wow me. The second season for me was much, much better, thanks mainly to the excellent performances. It is a very actor-driven season, where the story is kind of White Lotus-esque, involving a bunch of fucked up, unlikable, selfish characters set on the backdrop of a luxury club. And I think in the hands of lesser performers, it could easily have been very grating and unsatisfying. But the main cast is sensational at breathing life into the scripts, and I've absolutely loved watching all of them here. I thought a lot about who was my favorite of the bunch, and it's a very difficult question because all of them get a lot of time to shine and they use that time and a lot of really impressive scenes to play with. But gun to my head, if I had to pick the most impressive one, it would probably be Charles Melton, who is the perfect version of a hapless, dumb guy who sometimes means well and often thinks better of himself, but ends up more often than not making the situation worse with his behavior. I loved how funny his character is in this, and I thought his sort of graduate-inspired scene towards the end in the car was super impressive with how basically his entire life flashes through his face as he sort of comes to terms with the decisions that he is making. I love the music made by Phineas, who also makes a celebrity cameo amongst some other recognizable faces. I loved seeing William Fichtner in a supporting role. Always cool to see this guy. I like the sort of sinister and depressing subplot about how beautiful women are manipulated into unnecessary plastic surgeries. I like the commentary about social status and how people view each other in this different contexts. I guess. I like the outlook that the show has into relationships, with the kind of ups and downs for both an experienced older couple and the more young lovers, culminating in these great, quiet, heart-to-heart scenes between the guys and the girls, respectively. And the one thing I'm sad about is how the show was great through 7 episodes, only to become too outlandish in the final one. I think the last episode, although admittedly very, very funny, is too unrestrained, too silly. There is a sequence which, again, is technically impressive, made as a one-shot, but it feels like something out of a Looney Tunes episode and not a grounded show like Beef. I just feel that someone should have been there to hold the reins of the creators at the end and make them tone it down to a reasonable level because it does step too far. And as a result, it did bring my enjoyment down a little bit. I can't, in all honesty, say it's stayed consistently great. But was it very entertaining nonetheless? Yes, absolutely. And still an improvement from the first season in my book.